Yes, screen is visible. Yes, screen is visible to you.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So,
sir.
okay. Last lecture we have seen the real-time operating system, then the type of operating system. There are three type of real-time operating system. The first one is a hard real-time. So in hard RTOS, the deadline is handled very strictly. So which means that given task must be start executing on the specific schedule time and must be completed within the assigned time ड्यूरेशन दैट इज़ हार्ड रियल टाइम जैसे कि हमने देखा some of the operating system and that operating system is meant only for executing the particular task within the time and within that particular specific time and which must be completed within a specific time duration. So uh, example that is medical care system, aircraft system. We have seen this example of a hard real time. Then we have seen the firm real time. So this type of RTOs are also need to follow the deadline. However, missing a deadline may not have the big impact, but could cause the undesired attack, like a huge reduction in the quality of the particular product. Example, various type of multimedia application. So the what you say, the in particular task, if there is a delay to start or executing the particular task, it will not have the big impact on a firm real time operating system. So example that various type of multimedia application. Then soft real time. So soft real time operating system accepts some delay by the operating system. In this type of real time operating system, there is a deadline assigned for the specific job, but a delay for a small amount of time is acceptable. So deadlines are handled softly by this type of RTOS, that is a soft real time RTOS. Example that is online transaction system and livestock price quotation system. So it accept some delay, but not a huge gap between the delay to start the particular task, that is a real time operating system. So in this type of RTOs, there is a deadline assigned for a specific job, but a delay for a small amount of time it is acceptable. Delay for a long time it is not accepted. Only small amount of time delay is acceptable. So deadline are handled very softly by this type of real time operating system. So example, online transaction system, then stock price quotation. This is the soft real time operating system. Then terms used in RTOS, there are different terms we are going to use in RTOS. Last lecture we have seen also the task, set of related tasks that are jointly able to provide some system functionality. Then we have seen the job. What is mean by job? A job is nothing but it is a small piece of work that can be assigned to a processor, and that may or may not require the resources. Then we have seen the release time of a job. So it is a time of a job at which the job become ready for the execution. So execution time of a job, uh, it is a time taken by a job to finish its execution. Then deadline of a job, it's time by which a job should finish its execution, that is a deadline of a job. Then processor, there are also known as active resources, where each means a job or the task is going to be executed. So they are important for the execution of particular job. So whatever the job or the task is going to be executed, that is going to be executed on a particular processor. Then response time of a job, so it is the length of the time from the release time of a job when the instant finishes. Then absolute deadline, so this is the relative deadline which also include its release time, that is absolute deadline. Then feature of RTOS that some of the feature of RTOS occupy very less memory. It require very less memory for the execution or for the memory of that particular RTOS. Then consume the fewer resources. It only have the some resources for the consumption, means it require very less amount of resources required to run the RTOS. Then response time are highly predictable. You can predict the response time. The kernel save the state of the interrupted task and then determine which task it should run next. So kernel decided or it save the state of interrupted task and then determine which task it should run next. The kernel restores the state of the task and passes control of the CPU for that particular task. So factor for selecting the RTOS, there are different factor for selecting an RTOS. The first, that is the performance. So performance is the most important factor required to be considered while selecting the RTOS. So what are the different factors from this particular factor? The performance is you can say the important factor of selecting the RTOS. How the performance of that particular real-time operating system, it is an important factor that has to be considered while selecting the any real-time operating system. Then also middleware, this is there is no middleware support in the real-time operating system. Then the issue of time taken integration of process occur. Then error free, that is RTO system are error free, therefore there is no chance to getting an error while performing the task. So the task is limited for the real-time operating system, and what the program has been made for the real-time operating system is error free, so there is no chance for getting an error while performing the task. Then embedded system uses, so program of RTOS are of small size, so we widely use the RTOS for the embedded system. Then maximum consumption, so we can achieve the maximum consumption with the help of RTOS. Task shifting time of the task is very less, so unique shifting time of a particular task is very less. We have seen in operating system or swapping of the particular task, it is done by the different scheduler. In RTOs there is a scheduler, but shifting the task, the time for shifting that particular task is very less. Then the particular unique feature of RTOs should be capable, and it is some extra feature like how to operate or execute the command, then efficient protection of the memory of the particular system, that is unique feature. Then 24 by 7 performance, that RTOS is ideal for those applications which required to run 24 by 7. Then application of RTOS, so real-time system are used, that is airline reservation system, then air traffic control system, then system that provide the immediate updating, use the any system that provide up to date and minute information on the stock price, defense application system like radar. These are some of the application of RTOS. Network multimedia system, command control system, internet telephony, anti-lock brake system, and HUD pacemaker. These are some of the application of the RTOS. Disadvantage of RTOS, so some of the drawbacks of RTOS is system can run minimal tasks together, and it concentrate only on those applications which contain an error, so that it can avoid that particular them. So few tasks, minimum tasks can be run together on a RTOS. So also RTOS system is the system that concentrate on a particular few tasks. Therefore, it is really hard for this system to do the multitasking. So RTOS is only meant for doing specific tasks. So multitasking is not possible in the RTOS. The task which is interrelated to each other, those only tasks is going to be executed on the RTOS, that is the real-time operating system. Then we have seen the different drivers which is required for the RTOS, and that can offer the fast response time to interrupt signal, which help to maintain its particular speed. Then plenty of resources are used by the RTOS, which make this system expensive. Plenty of resources are used by the RTOS, so plenty of resources used by the RTOs, which makes this system expensive. Okay. The tasks which have low priority need to be wait for a long time, as the RTOs maintain the accuracy of the particular program which are under execution. So we have seen the advantages, disadvantages, and then minimum switching of the task is done in the real-time operating system. It concentrate on the only few tasks. It uses the complex algorithm, so which is very difficult to understand. RTOS uses lot of resources which sometimes not suitable for the system. Then summary, RTOS is an operating system intended to serve the real-time application. So we can see today we will see the summary. That particular RTOS is intended for serve the real-time application that process data as it comes in, and mostly without buffer delay. So it offer priority-based scheduling, which allow you to separate the analytical processing from non-critical processing. So important component we have seen the scheduler, symmetric multiprocessing, function library, memory management, fast dispatch latency, then user defined data object and classes. So we have seen, so these are the different component of the RTOS. Just we have seen the different component. Then we have seen the three type of RTOS, that is hard time, soft time, and firm time RTOS. Then RTOS system occupy very less memory and consume the fewer resources. Then the performance is most important factor that is required to be considered while selecting for an RTOS. General purpose operating system, that is GPOS, is used for desktop, that is PC, and laptop, while real time operating system only applied for the embedded application. So हमने देखा जो जनरल पर्पस ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम होती है जो हम यूज़ करते हैं, डेस्कटॉप के लिए यूज़ करते हैं या मोबाइल के लिए यूज़ करते हैं, वो जनरल पर्पस ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम होती है. बट द रियल टाइम ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम इट इज़ only applied for the embedded application. Then real-time system that are used in airline reservation system, air traffic control system, इस जो सिस्टम है एयरलाइन रिजर्वेशन, एयर ट्रैफिक कंट्रोल, उसमें रियल टाइम सिस्टम यूज होती है. Then biggest drawback of that RTOS is that the system only concentrate on a few tasks. So this is about the summary. Yes, right? Yes. Understood the summary of
Yes, sir.
real-time operating system. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Understood the summary.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
सो हमारा आर टी ओस तो कंप्लीट हो चुका है. इज देर एनी प्रॉब्लम इन आर टी ओस द पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक विच यू हैव नॉट अंडरस्टूड? यस. वाई यूज़ आर टी ओस, रियल टाइम ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम, इंट्रोडक्शन देखा हमने क्या होता है रियल टाइम का, वाई वी यूज़ द आर टी ओ एस. सो इट इज़ अ one part of this particular chapter. Some half part is on RTOS and half part is on the embedded system. Then we have seen the component. Again, then we have seen the types of RTOS. Features of RTOS we have seen. Then factor of selecting RTOS, task shifting, यूनिक फीचर, एप्लीकेशंस कौन से एप्लीकेशन है हमने देखे यहाँ पे. हार्ट स्पेस मेकर, एंटी लॉक ब्रेक सिस्टम, इंटरनेट टेलीफोनी, कमांड कंट्रोल सिस्टम, नेटवर्क मल्टीमीडिया सिस्टम, डिफेंस एप्लीकेशन सिस्टम, रडार है क्या नहीं, एयरलाइन रिजर्वेशन, एयर ट्रैफिक कंट्रोल सिस्टम. And we have seen the disadvantages. So next lecture we will see the embedded operating system. What is embedded operating system? What is embedded system? Nikita, yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, tomorrow we will see. Today we will stop here.
Yes,
और
sir.
हमें अटेंडेंस भी लेना है, ये भी करना है अपना क्या. एग्ज़ाम लेंगे हम. पिछली बार जो हमने लिया था क्लास टेस्ट वो ये नहीं था. ठीक है, बराबर. कुछ बच्चों ने लिखा नहीं है ठीक से. ठीक है.
Sir.
सो हम एग्ज़ाम भी लेंगे, डिसाइड करेंगे कल. सो आई थिंक टुडे विल स्टॉप हियर. वी हैव सम.
Sir,
यस, यस, यस.
sir, रियल टाइम ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम म्हणजेच टाइम शेअरिंग सिस्टम का?
टाइम शेअरिंग इज अ डिफरंट थिंग. टाइम शेअरिंग इज नॉट ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम. टाइम शेअरिंग नाही होऊ शकत. रिअल टाईम ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टीममध्ये त्या स्पेसिफिक टाईममध्ये ती टास्क एक्झिक्यूट झाली पाहिजे आहे का नाही. जसं फॉर एक्झाम्पल आपण रिअल टाईम ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टीम आपल्या कारमध्ये पण असते. जसं की ॲक्सिडेंट झाला, ॲक्सिडेंट झाल्यानंतर काय झालं पाहिजे, लगेच ती एअर बॅग्स ओपन झाली पाहिजे. ॲट दॅट पर्टिक्युलर मोमेंट, नाही की नाही. मीन्स जसा डेटा येतो त्याच मोमेंटला ते काय झालं पाहिजे, ऑपरेट झालं पाहिजे, प्रोसेस झाली पाहिजे त्या डेटावर. त्यात डिले होता अजिबात कामा नाही. इट्स अ रिअल टाईम. अजून एक्झाम्पल घ्यायचं म्हटलं तर एअर ट्रॅफिक रिझर्वेशन, एअर ट्रॅफिक कंट्रोल, एयर टिकट रिजर्वेशन, एयर ट्रैफिक कंट्रोल. देन हम जैसे ये करते हैं हार्ट स्पेस मेकर में, वो रियल टाइम ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम होती है. कुछ मेडिकल केयर के जो इंस्ट्रूमेंट होते हैं उसमें रियल टाइम ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम होती है, उसमें डिले चलता ही नहीं है, टाइम शेयरिंग नहीं कहेंगे उसे. अंडरस्टूड.
Yes, sir.
सो